So actually, I had two different mentorships. It really wasn't what I was looking for. I had went through it and I still needed help. I just realized I was like, bro, yeah, I got to get a real mentor. And then that's when I had searched out, seeing you, and then I got into your mentorship.
You already jumped from mentor to mentor. You've been doing wholesaling for how long at this point?
5 years.
5 years?
5 years, bro.
Damn! You never have been to the city, never saw the property, never saw the seller from the comfort of your bedroom in that chair. Without even having the cold call, you had a VA doing that. You were able to make $4,000 after 5 years. Out of the whole 5 years to now finally closing the deal. If you could look back at him and be like, yo, bro, stop doing that. What would you change?
Honestly, fear. I had seen your videos. I was like, I can relate to this dude. He's my age. I was like, okay. So if he can do it, I can do it too. I don't got no excuse.
Now I kind of want to know how to pull lists the right way for the VA. I want to turn this into like a full operation.
Yeah, I need you to start taking the mindset of a CEO, right?
I have a lead. He's 73. He has like 6 properties I guess he want to sell, but said he wants to wait until towards the fall for some reason.
What we're gonna do is we're gonna role play this, okay?
Okay.
This is a perfect objection. That made me so happy, bro. This is what separates you from other wholesalers, I'm telling you, bro. Doing shit like that. Ezekiel, what's going on, bro?
What's going on?
How you feeling?
Bro, I'm great, bro.
Just closed your first deal. Now, Ezekiel, you got a special story. Because I remember whenever you first joined, you tried to do all the marketing strategies, but you didn't have time because your 9-to-5 or day job was very demanding. So you're just like, I can't do this at the same time. You eventually went out, got a VA, had the VA prospect the leads for you. I guess you came back after work or before work, talked to the leads, and now you finally have a closed deal. Before we get into how big the deal was and the story of closing the first deal, I just want to start off and ask you, bro, how did you even find out about this industry? When did you hear about this?
Bro, it was, I think, high school. It was my senior year in 2020. And I was like, bro, I always wanted to get in real estate because me and my mom will like drive around to like nice neighborhoods and just look at the big houses and stuff. So I was like, bro, eventually I wanna be able to get in one of those. I basically looked up on YouTube how to make money in real estate like kind of free because I obviously I ain't had no money to get into it. So I started seeing this thing called wholesaling. I was seeing like people my age, like in high school doing it. I was like, okay, bro, I can do this. So I bought like a mentorship for it wasn't expensive at all. It was kind of cheap. So I went through his stuff, and it really wasn't even like no one-on-ones or anything. It was just a course. So I had went through it, and I still needed help. And I just realized I was like, bro, yeah, I got to get a real mentor. So that's basically how I heard of it.
Now, you had gotten to another mentorship before. I'm curious, what were they lacking? Why weren't you able to be successful from that?
So actually, I had two different mentorships. One when I was in high school, and that one was just strictly a course. He just showed me a course, and that was it. I ain't never speak to him, none of that. And then I had bought another one like a year. I want to say like a year ago, maybe 2 years ago. And that one, I mean, he was good, but it really wasn't still what I was looking for. So I tried to do it to my best of the ability. I couldn't close one, and then that's when I had searched out, seeing you, and then I got into your mentorship, and I had reached out to you.
What were you struggling with? Bouncing from these two mentors before you came to me, what exactly were you struggling with in your wholesale business?
Honestly, so he was doing Facebook ads, and that's the only type of marketing he taught us. And I was like, I don't really got money like that. And Facebook ads are not cheap to run.
Nah.
Yeah, so I was like, this not gonna work either because even the leads I was getting, this in the middle of the boondocks, no comps, no like the motivation was there, but no buyers and comps is in the area, so I can't do nothing with it.
Yep.
So it was that, and then also just I think at that time I'm gonna take accountability and say like I just wasn't locked in for real. I didn't really know what it took to get your first deal until I got into your mentorship.
Okay. So you already jumped from mentor to mentor. You've been doing wholesaling for how long at this point?
5 years.
5 years?
5 years, bro.
Damn.
5 years.
And you couldn't make nothing work?
No, I wasn't. And I'll say like a part of it was on me just because I wasn't locked in too.
Yeah. Okay, so now you make the decision. You're looking for another mentor. Why me? What made you say, all right, I already got burned on these last two. I'm gonna give it another shot and go with Roy.
Oh, best believe I did my due diligence, bro. I looked at your Instagram, your YouTube. I tried to see if you had a Facebook, everything.
Yeah.
But I had seen your videos. I was like, I can relate to this dude. He's my age. I was like, okay. So if he can do it, I can do it too. I don't got no excuse. So that's really it.
So you get into the mentorship. How you feeling? You just invested in yourself. Back is against the wall now. It's like, all right, now you got to make something work. You actually have to make sure you pay this one off.
Right.
How are you feeling at this point after you get into the membership and you see the community and the programs and the modules? What's going through your head?
I'm gonna be honest, I was overwhelmed at first because I was just looking. So I know you guys said to get your first 10 markets, but I still just want to look at everything just to see what I was getting myself into.
Yeah.
I was like, bro, this is a lot of information. And then like, you know how like you get in your head, you ain't never do nothing before. And he's like, bro, that already look hard to do. So
Yeah.
I'm already thinking like that. And I was like,
Yeah.
all right. But at the same time, I just dropped 4 bands on this mentorship. Something got to shake.
Some has to work, right? Now,
Something got to work.
invest in yourself, bro. That I want you to know, just doing that part is the hardest part. Most people are not going to do that. The people watching this video, only 1% of them will actually invest in themselves to get to that next level.
Right.
I want to know, why did you invest in yourself? Because from my understanding, you had a pretty good paying 9 to 5 job. Is good. I think are you still in school, or you already got out of school?
No, I'm done with school.
You're done with school. Why do you want more? Why are you investing in yourself to get more in life?
When I first heard about wholesaling, I did not have this job I have right now. So basically, you know, my family was struggling and stuff like that. So I was like, all right, I want to be like the black sheep of my family. So me and my mom, she's a entrepreneur too.
Oh wow.
So basically, I was just seeing my family struggle. I was like, all right, well, I'm gonna be the one to break our generational curse. I talk about this with my mom all the time. Like, yeah, we're gonna break the curse. I'm tired of struggling. Like, I'm not even scared to admit that I got a car repoed before. So I was like, I just don't want to go through any of that no more. I put my back against the wall because it was like, I mean, what else do I gotta lose, bro? At this point, I mean, the worst case scenario is I just go back to my 9 to 5. How I got the funds to get your mentorship is I got my 9 to 5. Like I've only been on my job for a year.
Okay.
So yeah. So I mean, it's kind of crazy. I still want more in life, and I'm making almost 6 figures at my job as it is right now. It's just like I'm working 7 days. I'm working 7 days at a time. These last 2 days, I just worked 12 hours back to back, and it was like, yeah, I don't want that because
Yeah.
like you feel I'm working 3 to 3. No, I don't want to do that.
Yeah. Now, I want to ask you a deeper question, because a lot of people, we get this, I call it the tap on the shoulder. You're the black sheep in the family. You're the chosen one to make sure you break the generational curse and you take care of the entire bloodline. Like a few amount of people get that tap on their shoulder, right? And they realize they are the chosen one. And once you do realize it, it's like a lot of weight in your shoulders. You're like, damn, I got to take care of everybody. I want
Yeah.
to know, when did you know that you were the chosen one where you had to take care of the family? And how did you handle that pressure?
I'm not gonna lie, there was one point I gave up on wholesaling. I was like, bro, this ain't for me. I'm gonna go in a different route. But as soon as I did that and just only focused on working a 9 to 5, oh my God, this feeling just ate me. I was like, bro, I have to do something. Because how do I go from like being one of the, best athletes? Me, I was an athlete too. So being
Yeah.
one of the best athletes in the city to not doing anything, I was like, I
Oh,
have to do something
man.
with my life. I have to. So I was
Yeah.
like, you know what? We're gonna get into wholesaling. I'm already good with talking with people. I am a friendly person.
Mhm.
So I was like, all right, we're gonna do this wholesaling thing. And then also, I almost had a deal so many times throughout the 5 years. Like I
Yeah.
got one deal stolen from me. I got one deal, and then also I got one deal that fell through just because I didn't know shit about wholesaling.
Yeah.
So I was like, all right, I need some more guidance.
All right. So wait, now looking back at the past 5 years, what were you doing wrong, bro? Like, well, out of the whole 5 years to now finally closing the deal, if you could look back at him and be like, yo, bro, stop doing
Mhm.
that, what would you change?
Honestly, fear. I was afraid to do certain things by myself because I was like, what's the worst that can happen to me if I like mess up? Like, can I get sued or anything like that? And now that like I closed a deal, it's like, no, I'm not worried about any of that. I'm not scared to talk to anybody. I'm not scared to like, because honestly, like, let's say somebody threatened to sue me, I would like be like, all right, let's talk this out, like work something out, so it doesn't have
Yeah.
to escalate to that point
Yeah.
and things like that.
What advice would you have for the wholesaler that still has that fear?
Honestly, bro, you just gotta do it. If I'm being honest, you just have to fucking do it. That's it.
It's the only way to get to the other side, is like literally
It's the
get in
only
the
way.
field, get your hands dirty, make it work.
Mhm.
Literally. All right, so now you're in the mentorship and you start getting on the phones. All right. Let's talk about some challenges that you went through right before you even got this lead that eventually closed. But before we found this lead, let's talk about all the challenges. What were the biggest things that were holding you back from getting to the next level?
Uh, Biggest challenges was actually being confident on the phone because you know how
Mhm.
like you haven't closed a deal yet. You don't
Yeah.
even believe that you can do this yet until you actually do it.
Yeah.
You got to switch that mindset to, oh, I can't do it. I never did it, to I'm acting like my future self right now. So you can
Yeah.
get everything that you'll have in the future in the present.
Yeah. And I remember you had got a bunch of deals under contract. Some still didn't go through. You had came
Mhm.
across a lot of leads, but you just couldn't get them to close. Okay, what was going on here? What do you feel like you were doing wrong there?
Rapport was not there. Rapport was not
Mm,
there at all. I'm telling you right now, rapport is so important. There's a moment, just not too long ago, like 2 weeks ago, I had a 30K deal on the table. But hear me out. I was not good at rapport back then, like 2 weeks ago. It was like me losing that deal taught me like don't just think about the money. You have to actually connect with these people and actually like feel like you care. Because
yeah.
honestly, so when I was at the end, because I went through the closing script, he was like, "Oh, I feel like you're going too fast." That's when I realized I was only like 1 minute on rapport instead of like 5 minutes, 5 to 6 minutes. And his
Yeah.
listen, his motivation was his daughter got sick and he needed the money ASAP. So I think the ARV was to like 270 or something like that. Parker did it with me and he
Mm,
was only asking for 140. So I heard them numbers. I was like, boy, this is a banger deal.
yeah.
And then that's
Oh,
when I just like rushed through because I was like, I don't want to lose this. I need to hurry up. And I know you said speed or time kills deals. So
yep.
I was like, fuck it. I'm gonna get through this. But it was too fast for him. So just keep on that rapport. Rapport is
Yeah.
very important.
Bro, that is like the biggest switch you'll make whenever it comes to actually becoming a closer on the phones. Like most people think you need this crazy one-page script that you have to follow it line by line, and that's how you're gonna get a deal. Bro, I don't talk about the property. I don't care about the price they want. I don't care about the condition. What is their situation and how can I get to know this person? Now I have my own like little rapport building strategies, but I want to know like if you had to give advice to someone to start building rapport, what are some things that you tried doing to actually build really good rapport with your sellers?
Honestly, like I kind of played that situation over and over in my head because I was kind of bummed I lost 30K right there.
Yeah.
But so I was like, all right, he said his daughter's sick. So I could have been like, oh, like, do you mind me asking, what does she have? Like how long she had it, or how do you think it led to, was she born with this? Just questions like that to make them seem like I actually care and like actually
Yep.
genuinely care about them.
Right.
So honestly, it's literally like you say, it's literally just digging deeper. Like it might feel like you're being nosy, but you gotta be like that. Yeah, you
Yeah.
gotta be
You
like that
have
for 'em.
to. You have
Yeah.
to. Because here's the thing, no other closer is going to do it, right? So if you're the one who's going to push that boundary and really ask the uncomfortable questions, your seller is going to remember that conversation. They're going to
Mhm.
remember you and they're going to prefer working with you over every single wholesaler out there because you
Yeah,
ask those questions.
exactly.
Right? So we go through our challenges. We finally learn how to build rapport. Let's talk about this deal that closed. How did you find the lead?
My VA got it. I pulled a, list from PropStream,
Mhm.
and do you want me to say the market or no?
Don't say the market because they're gonna
Okay.
take your market, right?
Okay.
You can say the state. Say the state,
It was Indiana. I'm
right?
2 states away.
Before we get into the deal, because I want to talk about this deal, but I want to go over something that was very important. You tried cold calling, but you didn't have the time for it. Your 9 to 5 was way too demanding.
Mhm.
And you came to me, you were just like, yo, bro, I want to hire a VA. Get set up with a VA. How was it bringing on a VA and training them and working with them every day and really becoming a CEO and a leader?
At first, I was scared, but Parker walked me through. He did a couple, interviews with me. After a couple, I had took over, and honestly, I think it's now I've did it, I think it's kinda easy to find a good VA. It's like, you just look at their resume and literally pick a few things you're looking for and make sure they have all of them.
Yep.
That's what I did. Like, my VA right now, she's such a good worker, like, I appreciate everything she do for my business, right?
Yep.
So when I tell her like she's never late. She doesn't call off at all. Like
Wow.
when she's sick, like I give her that day. I was like, I don't have an issue. You giving me 2 leads, 3 leads a day. I'm cool with that. So, like,
Yeah.
and then on top of that, like in my Podio, I don't have to call her or text her for any information because she literally damn near puts like a paragraph of all the information, basically like a pamphlet on the lead here, bro. She's amazing. I'm
That
glad
is
God brought her
awesome.
into my business, and I've been doing good ever since I had hired her on.
Yeah. So what's the schedule? How do you fit in wholesaling also with the 9 to 5? How are you splitting those hours?
Oh, bro, it's hard. I'm gonna be honest with you,
Talk to us
because
about it.
when I'm working 7 days a week and I'm also second shift, I have to cram everything in my mornings. I'm busy from day to when I get off of work at either 11 p.m. or 3 a.m. the next day.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah, bro. So it's only like I only got 2 hours to call these leads. Like I think she got me 2 leads today already. After we get done with this, I have to go call 2 leads before I go into work at 3 o'clock, and it's already 1 o'clock for me.
That is crazy,
So it's
bro.
like I have like little holes in my schedule that I can fit these calls in. And then on top of that, if I really need to, I'll call them at work. I think this deal that closed, she called me at least 10 times when I was at work and I just had to step out, or it was like, oh, I'm gonna go to the bathroom or something like that. I'm in the bathroom on the phone with her. I'm like,
Yeah.
I just like, bro, if you're a real entrepreneur, you want to make this shit work, bro, you're gonna find a way.
Yeah.
Simple.
Why? Why find a way though? Because you could. I mean, you make 6 figures at your job.
Right.
Why find a way? Why put yourself through all this trouble? Go through all these challenges.
I ain't gonna lie, bro. I love building businesses. I love being an entrepreneur. And then on top of that, like my job pays good, but I don't like the atmosphere there. I'm gonna be real with you. It's
Yeah.
like there's just so much negativity around. People complain so much, and it's just like, bro, I don't want to be like this. On top of that, like I literally just made, you feel me, like what on this one deal what I would have made in a month at my job,
Wow.
and it took me basically I did the calculation. It took me 2 hours. That whole deal, 2 hours to make to make.
All right. Let's talk about the deal now. What was the seller's motivation?
She was elderly,
Mhm.
and the tenant, they weren't paying on time, and then also like they were just kind of messing up the house. So she was like she was done. She didn't want it no more.
Now you're building rapport with the seller.
Yeah.
He signs the contract, right? What's the first thing you do after that contract signed?
Call my mom. I ain't gonna lie.
What is mom saying?
I was like, Mom, I got one signed again because I've been to this moment before, but every single other one, fell through. This
Yeah.
one, I was like, no, I have a feeling about this. I'm not letting this shit fall through the cracks.
Yeah.
So my mom, she like just keep it, keep level headed until you close this deal. And I was like, technically, it's not a deal until the money hit my account.
Yep.
So I did that, and then I instantly go back to the mentor videos, and I look up dispositions. I was like, what do I need to do first? Facebook groups, that's what I hit up first, and then I did the investor base. Got some numbers on there, and I think that's where I got my buyer from. I was texting everybody, I was calling everybody.
Yeah.
Then I ain't gonna lie, it took me a minute to find a buyer. Cause it was like, cause I think I had to get a reduction, I had to get an extension, I had to get a title change, and my buyer backed out 2 days before closing. Yeah, so
I want to talk about that. For anybody who didn't understand what he just said, he went through every single challenge in the book when it came to trying to get a deal closed after the contract. A lot of people think that whenever you get the property under contract, everything's all sunshine and rainbows. Not at all. That's when the hard part actually comes in, because now your seller can back out the deal, or somebody can go behind your back and try to take the deal. A tornado can come through, take the house off the land. It could so many things. I want to talk about one challenge you overcame, and it's the hardest one to do. Your buyer backs out 2 days before you were supposed to get paid. Now you're just like stuck. What was the mindset to get through that, and what did you do to find another buyer?
Cause I know I was marketing everywhere. Like I even follow a bunch of investors on Instagram. Like I use social media to my advantage. I use it as networking. So one of these investors, I don't know if I can say his name or not, but I think he got what is it called? It's called Offa, like OFFA, and you can post your deals on there for free, and you get offers on there too. And you can see when buyers view it, and then you can see people who made an offer on it too. I think once I got it locked up, actually with like another buyer from investor base, I had so many people hit me up, but it was already too late. Like I'm talking about, he already walked the property. We already had our assignment to the title company, and then I was like, yeah, we already locked in. But I was getting higher offers than what he had offered me. But I was like, I'm gonna be loyal. Like I already got this. I can't do nothing. I'm gonna stick with it. I could have made 10 grand instead of 4. So I was like, nah. I prioritize relationships over money any day. So that's why I was like, no, I'm not changing.
Bro,
I did that.
there was a quote that one of my he was an investor that I was trying to sell a deal to, and I was also getting advice from him at the same time about another deal. And he shared a quote with me that I'll never forget: pigs get fed and hogs get slaughtered. Like pig is like they're just chill. Like if they're grateful for what's on the bone, that 4K. They're not trying to get any more. They're just like, hey, I prioritize the relationship. I know that I'm gonna get fed later. Hogs, they show up and they try to take as much as they can. They're greedy, right? And that greed eventually kills the deal for them, and they don't close anything, right? So pigs get fed, hogs get slaughtered. You made the right choice. Actually proud of you for not trying to take the higher paycheck, because that relationship's going to be there for you forever, and it's going to make you way more money.
Right.
Talk about, we finally find this buyer, and you finally have the money hit your bank account. How much did you close for?
It was 4 grand.
4 grand. Hey, don't say it like it's a small number. You made $4,000. Where was the deal at? You said Indiana?
Yeah,
You
Indiana.
ever been to the city?
No.
You never have been to the city, never saw the property, never saw the seller from the comfort of your bedroom in that chair. You were without even having the cold call. You had a VA doing that. You're able to make $4,000 after 5 years, not closing not a deal at all, right?
Yeah.
How you feeling? Wire finally hit the bank account.
Bro, it was unreal. I was like, "Bro, I really just did this." Like, I was like, "Bro, for once, I am really, like, actually, like, proud of myself." Cause like, I'm kinda like I'm hard on myself, Imma be honest.
Yeah.
And but I did something like this is I told myself I was gonna do this, and I was gonna build a business, and I actually did it. I was like, "Bro, I can do anything now. I don't give no fucks. I can do anything I say."
Bro, that's fire, bro. So it's like now you have that proof of concept. You're just like, bro, this shit actually works. Like I can actually change my life. I can actually take care of my family now. Like I put my mind to it and it actually paid off.
Right.
Congrats. Couldn't be more proud of you. I want to know what's next. Now that we got that proof of concept, we got the 4K in the bank account. Where do we
Mhm.
try and take this to?
So, I'm trying to get a full operation. So, right now I'm doing virtual wholesaling. And
Mm,
then once I do a couple virtual wholesale deals, then Imma jump into my backyard market, which is,
yep.
yeah, I live in Cedar Rapids, Iowa. I don't care if anybody hears that.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna try to hop into that, build an office out through here, hire some people. But I don't know if I wanna go just straight VA route or actually hire people in office.
Yeah, so it really depends on where you're trying to take it to. This is in my experience, right? It's really good to bring people in office, one for team culture, but like once you're trying to scale upwards of $100,000 a month, it's
Right.
called a bullpen strategy. So you have a whole bunch of people in office and they're all competing against each other, and it's like this super like aggressive but competitive culture. Or if you go VA, you could still scale to 100K a month. It's just a little bit like there's more things you have to pay attention to, a little
Mhm.
bit harder rather than if you just have the bullpen method. So it really
Right.
depends on how fast you're trying to scale and what you're trying to scale to and the type of company environment you want to be working in.
Oh, yeah, bro. I'm trying to, eventually I wanna build this out and then get into fix and flips, then Section
Yeah.
8 rentals, and then, basically get into commercial eventually and, like, development.
Yeah.
So once I have all my real estate stuff settled, then I'm gonna go into private equity and start buying businesses, and hopefully, I want to become a billionaire someday.
Let's go, bro. This is
Yeah,
this is literally just the beginning. And if y'all don't hear it, like he got that check and that check was more than 4K. That was the confidence to say, I'm gonna be a billionaire one day, bro.
yeah,
That's what that represented. So congrats to you, bro. Before we even got on this episode, you said, bro, I watched all the videos before I even got into the program, right?
yeah.
To the person that's watching the video, and they're just like, "Is this actually real? Like, is Ezekiah a paid actor? Is he just saying all these things, right? Is this a real person?" You were on the other side of this video watching this. What
Mhm.
advice would you have to that person looking to get into wholesaling?
Bro, start early. I'm gonna be honest. That's all you can do. Start early. Don't hesitate. Mess up often, but learn from your mistakes. That's basically it, honestly. It's just if you keep hesitating or you keep pushing things off, it's not gonna happen. I've been through it, and I was like, enough is enough. I made action. It's all right now.
Gotcha. Ezekiah, this is the first podcast, and eventually we'll have another one whenever you get into fix and flips. Then you have this real estate portfolio of millions of dollars, and then eventually you become a billionaire. We'll be on that podcast as well, brother. But
Yes, sir.
until then, we appreciate you for sharing your story. If you're somebody who's watched this, or who's watching this video, Ezekiah was on the other side, and he was able to close his deal. And to him, it's a smaller deal, but that just gave him the proof of concept to close his next 10, 20, 30, 50 to even 100K deal in the future. So
Mhm.
if you didn't get any game or if you feel like you're not inspired, watch the video again because Ezekiah gave out so many gems for y'all to get into this industry and actually start taking action. All right. Ezekiah, I appreciate you sharing your story, brother. I'll talk to you soon. Peace out.
Yeah. Peace out.